What is up, everybody? It's Joe from JLW Games coming at you with another cool video back in the one, the only Planet Coaster in Time City. Now, first off, I'm going to get it out of the way first. I know my voice is going to sound like crap in this episode, possibly in the next couple episodes. I don't know. I've been battling some congestion, and it just sucks. And, just because I don't actually like to admit that I'm ever sick. I'm not sick. And But many of you may have noticed last year that I got this annoying cough, and I believe it was from allergies. Yeah, I think I got it again. I got that annoying cough again this year, which kind of sucks, by the way. But anyways, with that out of the way, let's talk about Planet Coaster. Today we're going to be working on the Apocalypse section. And last time when we left off, we actually created this space to create a nice little gift shop for the exit of our GCI coaster. And this is awesome because I experimented with this on the most realistic park ever that I'm working on currently as well. We did a exit gift shop as well, and I'm going to start doing a lot more of those from now on because at least for the major coasters, it is very, very common to see gift shops exit gift shops for major coasters these days. Like all the new coasters always have a gift shop at the exit. It just always happens these days. It's how they make more money. You have to exit through this gift shop in order to get out. Like they just kind of trap you. It's like a genius idea that came up whenever they first started doing it. But we don't do any interior just yet. We just kind of get the basic structure up, and we're gonna get some interior probably starting in the next episode. But looking really good, and I can't wait to see how it turns out and stuff like that. Like, I'm very excited for this different gift shops and stuff. And I actually am thinking about putting a gift shop by the exit of Raptor Run. With its design on its exit, I couldn't really fit in a proper gift shop for it, but we're gonna still get it a gift shop in some way, shape, or fashion. Excuse me. So again, that coughing is going to be kind of this. You're probably gonna hear more later. We'll see, because I have been destroying my voice with live streams and everything, so I'm not helping it. I haven't been helping the cough at all. So my voice sounds very, very interestingly weird and bad at the moment. So if you remember last year during this kind of almost like by this time, I had this terrible cough again, and I had to pain my way through commentaries just like this, coughing up a storm. Sometimes I would have to go out and just start coughing and then get back into the commentary, and it was just as terrible. And hopefully I'm trying to hold back as much as I can without coughing. Like, you can probably even hear it in my voice, but anyways, that's just how it happens. But anyways, my goal over the next couple episodes is to really develop the Apocalypse section and actually start making areas look more finished, because it is very, very bare bones still. And we're just going by different sections at a time and trying to add more details and finish them up as much as possible. We also get some really cool stuff in here later in the episode. It's actually I think the next section, where we actually do a little bit of custom supporting on the wooden GCI coaster. I actually tried to test it out. If it didn't turn out, I was going to get rid of it, but it was actually turning out very, very nicely, and I think I'm going to do it for the rest of the ride. I don't know if I'm going to do it for every part of the ride, but just a lot of spots, at the very least. It's going to be really cool, and it actually gives it a more GCI look to it, and I'm actually very excited about that. It looks really, really good. And I got this idea kind of from some inspiration on the Steam Workshop. I've seen some other people actually custom support wooden coasters. They keep, the actual supports in there, but they just add the wider supports to give it that shaping and everything like that. So we actually have the wooden support in game for the wooden roller coaster, but it's on a grid and you can't actually customize it that much. So this was the section I wanted to test it out. So I always use it's from the Spooky Pack, I believe, for this column, the wooden column. It's the skinniest column there is. It's the closest wooden beam you can get that's freeform, and you can actually, put it wherever. Again, with the custom support pieces that we got, we did get the wooden coaster support, but it's, again, on a grid, and I was very kind of upset that they didn't have a freeform piece, and hopefully down the line maybe they will. They even have the wooden coaster footers as well, but they don't work with diagonal beams. You have to actually like put a vertical piece down first if you want to do that, which you could, I guess I could have done, but I would have had to adjust every single bend that I built, and I just wanted to copy and paste them, and it actually looks really good. And I'd rather just come up with, my own custom footer. I think that's just gonna work out a lot better. But it blended in very nicely regardless, and I think it works very, very well. I hope you guys like it at the same time. It's my first time ever trying it out and doing it this way, and it works very well. I like doing custom supports. It makes things look really, really good, and it kind of separates it from Planet Coaster. It makes it look like it wasn't made by Planet Coaster, and that's what I love to see, moments like that in different areas like that. But of course, when we get UGC into the game, we're going to be seeing a lot of worlds, and I mean a lot of worlds that are going to look very awesome, very realistic than ever before, and I can't wait to implement some of that in some of my parks. And I don't know if I'm going to be doing much 3D modeling myself, but I know there's going to be definitely a lot of creators out there that is going to do some 3D modeling and create some amazing things in the game. I can't wait till that update. I don't know how soon it's going to happen. I think Frontier stated that it's not going to be in the 1.8 update. It's actually going to be in a later update, but they just want to get everyone started hyped up for it, I think. So the 1.8 update still, I don't believe, has a release date just yet, and it's going to add restaurants and a couple other nice features and a couple of stuff that makes the game just a little bit better. Nothing too ridiculous, but we're also getting a DLC pack as well that is yet to be announced as well. They haven't announced what that DLC pack is going to be. Hopefully we get more information on this very, very soon. I'm very excited to see what it is. So anyways, we go in, we had to make a lot of terrain work with this path to try and get it to work a lot around the monorail. I want to keep the monorail on the same level throughout the entire park, so it doesn't have any slopes, hills, or anything like that. And it works very well. And I also make this a little bit of like a retaining wall for the terrain to kind of blend in a little bit better. I mean, I could have, smoothed it out a little bit, but I wanted to give it a little more character and just a nice little detail that works very, very well with the terrain and everything like that. I like doing these kind of walls and stuff. They're really, really nice, and if you blend them just right and just nice enough, they actually work very, very well. If you're doing like a lot of terrain kind of work in your parks and everything. And I think I'm gonna, on the other side of it, I think I'm gonna do a little bit of a backstage area for the park, and because I want to make sure those backstage areas are present, and I kind of want to make like a service road going around the park as well. And that service road is probably going to be made out of terrain. I'm not going to make it like an actual pathway or anything like that. I think I'm going to make it out of the terrain, make it look like it's coming from terrain, and it's going to have kind of like a dirt road kind of feel to it, if you know what I mean. So that's going to be the idea. I'm going to place a lot of different like scenery items. This was just the start of it, was the little police car in the ditch right here that looked like it kind of maybe drove off the road, and you're going to see a lot of different cars like that and everything. And I'm going to try and place more and more cars throughout throughout this section. You're going to see a lot of cars just buried up everywhere. That's going to be a recurring theme throughout this section of the park. So we had a decently long episode here as well. I think it was just under 2.5 hours of footage. So it was a really fun stream. If you guys these streams are a lot of fun, and you guys do not want to miss out on them for sure. So if you don't have a Twitch, go ahead and find Twitch and get on Twitch. It's a lot more fun than YouTube. Trust me. Like you cannot have a bad time coming into a live stream with us. It's really fun. We do coaster discussions, and this is all live chat too, so you guys can actually interact with me live, like almost like in person, but through the internet. It's awesome. It's almost like a video call almost, except you're just using chat. Anyways, I wanted to get this tunnel kind of done for the monorail because I was thinking about actually placing in kind of like walls and roofs on it to make it make it like an actual tunnel, and not like a terrain tunnel. Add a little bit of character to it, and we'll see how that goes. But I at least wanted to get the actual tunnel built in there, so at least it's finally there. And because again, we're trying to fix up some loose ends and start to actually get everything kind of more on a completed state. That's where we want to go. Everything's going to start to, you know, get a little bit more detailed, more completed, and we do a little bit of work on the tower in this episode, not as much as I would want it to, but we get started on the next scene just a little bit. There's actually only one more scene after this one, so we're gonna get those scenes together, polish up some of the other scenes as well. And I took too much time just trying to actually time out the figure out the timing on the elevator, because that's how I mean, it's not like roller coasters for the triggers on this ride. You actually have to do a specific time. I mean, it works okay. It's not too bad. I mean, it just takes a little extra time to actually get it done, you know, because you have to estimate at first, and then you have to, you know, okay, I need to go forward or backwards on that time, and it's just a mess sometimes to try and figure out. Like, it takes a couple minutes, but you know, I'm trying to have a lot of triggered events inside this ride. And this first scene is gonna we're gonna go all out on this scene, probably a little bit more in the next episode, kind of like what we did in the previous episode where we really got into that scene last time. And this tower is probably gonna take the longest to complete out of this entire section of the park, and just because there's so much to do, and it's a very complex ride. There's just so much going on, so much scenery to add, so many stories to tell, and it's just going to be a very interesting thing to try and complete in the end. So hopefully it'll all come together in the end, but this is about all we really do in this section, and there's not a whole lot, you know, that we get done anyways. But this scene, these scenes are just pretty much showing that every scene's gonna get more and more chaotic, of like the disease spreading and the building actually starting to collapse, you know, and that's kind of where it's going. There's gonna be I'm gonna try and put in some audio, custom audio for this entire ride, and we'll see how that turns out. I'm very excited to see how that turns out eventually. It's probably gonna be one of the last things we actually do for the park. And hopefully it turns out cool, because I've never done custom audio for like a full ride. And I mean, I've done custom audio, but like, I think I'm gonna make it part of the ride's actual music instead of making it triggerable, you know, pieces. Like, it's all gonna be part of the ride music, so it goes through and everything's perfectly like timed out and everything. That's what I'm gonna be going for, and I can actually use those triggers as guides to try and figure out where seconds wise where I need to be on each specific spot, you know, when I do my recordings and everything. And I'm gonna try and do my best to really craft out a story for the ride, and hopefully it develops into something very special. And I'm very excited to use a lot of custom stuff. Like, you have no idea. Like, I'm really excited for custom stuff. And you know the UGC will probably be out before I'm done with the park, so I could still end up adding a lot of things. You know, I don't know how much they're gonna provide. I don't think they're providing like an actual 3D modeler. I think they're just providing like an importer, like kind of like what RCT3 had. Someone made an importer for RCT3 where you could actually import custom scenery a little bit easier if you made it yourself, and you know, you had to put it up for download somewhere else to actually import. I don't know exactly, like, it pretty much converted files so you could actually use those files into the game, you know, if you created it in, you know, Google SketchUp or something like that, you know, or whatever 3D modeling software that you used. So you'd make the 3D models, and you could even make animated models as well in RCT3. So those 3D animations are actually going to be available to be put in as well on Planet Coaster, and I cannot wait for UGC. It's going to be a huge game changer. It almost makes up for everything, and then I hope the game then ends up just, you know, really focusing on adding rides and attractions and not scenery anymore. I just want ride packs. You know, that would be amazing. DLC ride packs, roller coasters, and everything like that. I just want them to keep adding coaster types and keep adding, you know, flat rides. That's all I want them to do after they get the UGC out. I think we have plenty of tools for scenery wise right now, and with the user generated content coming to the game, you know, I really don't think they need to do much more scenery-wise. I mean, you can do a little bit here and there, but, like, they need to focus more on the rides, I think. Like, more roller coaster types, more flat rides. That is what we need in the game. Like, legit. That's exactly what we need in the game. And I'm sure you guys would agree with me on that statement. But anyways, that's about it for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe for more amazing content like this. And as always, guys, make sure you have a great day and an even cooler tomorrow. And we'll see you in the next live stream or video, whichever you see me in next. Again, thanks so much, and goodbye.